Hey everyone, welcome back. Thanks for joining episode 3 of the Podcast Sisters. Guys, we have been having the best time with this, and now it's my turn to host on my channel. I'm so excited to have all of these lovely ladies with me, and today we're going to be talking about some really fun games. Starting out with Treasure in the Royal Tower, which was actually my game to poll the community about. I mentioned it a little bit before we started recording. The opinions that I got on both of my games this week were, I said polarizing. They were complete opposites. There were not, people either love or hate these games, it seems like. And I was so disillusioned this week. I had no idea. So, starting out with Treasure in the Royal Tower. So, I'm so excited. But before we get into that, thank you guys again. I know you've all been on my channel, but I want to have everybody kind of reintroduce themselves. So let's start with Alexa, if you want to go ahead.
Hello. It's been a while since we've been on. It's been since November of last year, I think. Last time me and Candace were on together with you.
That's right.
So, yeah. I am one half of the River Heights Buzz podcast with Candace. So, yeah.
Yeah. And you also have your fan page. Talk about that.
Yeah, I don't usually talk about my fan page much on the podcast side of stuff.
Yeah.
So I also have the fan page. Nancy_Drew_fans is the handle on Instagram. So I'm doing fan of the month, confessions, favorite quotes currently. Yes. So that's been fun.
It's always super fun. Candace, why don't you go ahead?
So I'm Candace, and I am the other half of River Heights Buzz podcast. Just hang out with Alexa once a week, and we kind of just talk about everything under the sun Nancy Drew.
Yes, and it's the best. So if you guys aren't familiar with their podcast, or if you haven't seen my episode of Spilling the Tea starring them, definitely go back and check that out, and also go follow them and listen to their podcast because it's amazing. All right, Avery, your turn.
Hey, I'm Avery, and I have another podcast, Nancy Drew-based podcast called True Drew Podcast, and I was just on Spilling the Tea with Susie this past week, so that was really, really fun.
That's right. Oh man, we had such a great time. All right. Are you guys ready for this?
Yes.
Okay. So, for Treasure Royal Tower, we're going to start off real strong. This opinion, I have, I back this completely. He said, I think we lost something when Her Interactive stopped animating extra things like they did in Treasure Royal Tower. There were passageways to nowhere, things we could look at that don't do anything but add atmosphere. We got fantastic games after this, but they do start feeling more roped in and not as expansive. It has its faults for sure, but I would love to get back on the level of exploring that you get to do.
Yeah. I think that's a fair point. Mm-hmm. I saw that comment when you were asking for hot takes and opinions, and I think that probably was like a roundtable decision when they were trying to maybe think of things that they could, I guess for lack of a better phrase, trim the fat.
Yeah. Which sucks.
Yeah. Because you lose a lot.
Yeah, so much. Like we were talking about, I think in the last episode, losing world building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which, we had so much in Treasure Royal Tower. Like he said, passageways to nowhere. There was the random burp and cough that you could hear.
The sound effects were cool.
So much random stuff, and it really added so much atmosphere to the game.
Yeah. The castle was fun to explore, and then the typewriting from Hotchkiss's room, that added so much to the atmosphere.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Ambient noise, the storm in the background, you could hear the wind. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
So good. So that wasn't too hot to me. I felt like it was valid.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a hot take, but me and Candace have talked about this. Every time that I go into an elevator I have to look up at the ceiling to see if there's like an escape bit shack thing out there.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And I only started doing that after I played this game.
Yeah. It's so true. And then I always get super scared because I'm like, wait, I don't see it.
And the worst thing we're talking about at Two Candace is if you actually have to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like, number 1 is bad. Number 2 is worse. Number 3 is the worst one of all, I think.
Yeah.
Oh my word. All right. We're getting into some hot takes here.
Ooh, okay.
I've always felt like Treasure Roll Tower was overrated, but I understand the nostalgia factor. I just never got it with that game myself, even though I played it when I was young.
I can't relate. I love this game. I feel like it's not overrated at all.
I know.
Wow.
And then, literally same thing. I don't dislike it, but it's not a game I have nostalgia for, even though it's the second game I played.
Oh.
Interesting.
What are you guys even doing?
That makes me wonder what next few games that person played.
Yeah.
I know. I want to go ask. I'll be like, what games do you have nostalgia for?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what time frame, what year did you start, and how old were you when you started?
Both would, like, really make a difference. If you're, like, 15, you know, it's not going to be as like, the same as if you were, like, 8, you know?
Yeah.
And then if you're in your 20s, like, forget it.
Yeah.
Oh, my word. Okay. I heard this a lot. You guys will hear a lot of these opinions. I would play and like Treasure Roll Tower a lot more with better mechanics. That era of the movement where you have to circle around an entire room instead of just click once and turn around, or flip back through all the pages of something you've read just to close the book, are physically painful to me.
Okay. I can see that. And there is one, I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but there is a certain hallway down near Jacques in the basement that if you don't click on the exact right spot, you can't go forward. So I can get that. It's a little bit touchy, but that's part of the nostalgia for me.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. But, I mean, I get it. But also, yeah. Okay, now this one hurt me. They said, Treasure Roll Tower wouldn't be a fan fave if it wasn't nostalgic for a lot of people. It's a D-tier game at best. The controls suck, little to no puzzles, culprit is bland and boring. The game isn't super linear after the plethora of chores, so you're constantly stuck on what to do next, and the steps aren't intuitive. It's a very low-ranking game for me.
Oh, okay, plethora of chores. I can think of some other games that have way more chores than this one.
Yeah. Talking about you, Trail of the Twister.
Icicle Creek, you know, it's like
the most chores.
And how did the culprit not hurt themselves?
No, seriously.
That's a fair point,
Seriously.
Yeah, because Nancy could sure hurt herself if you accidentally, like, fell in there. Not saying I did that, but...
Yeah.
She says, couldn't be me.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know about the criminal being bland. I mean, this criminal, she, is annoying. But, I don't know how spoilery or unspoilery we're going to be. But, I felt like it was a distinct criminal villain.
For sure. Mm-hmm. For sure. I have an idea. I'm not going to share it right now because I think it's going to become something pretty soon in the future. But I have an idea of a different character in that game who would have been a better criminal. Because I hate them. And I just I could write the fan fiction of why this person is the bad guy.
You should do it.
I will. Just you guys watch. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'm kidding. Okay, next one. Hang on. Come on up, Salem. Come on up. Oh, okay. Next person said, Treasure Roll Tower is not as good as everyone claims it is, and it was way too clunky to enjoy. These people were breaking my heart.
Yeah.
Don't agree with that.
No.
Okay, now here's somebody who's like tiptoeing on the line of the middle here. I enjoyed the story of Treasure Roll Tower, but holy cow, the mechanics were so annoying. I only ever played it once.
Once? You need to play it again and re-evaluate your opinion.
Yeah.
Think about your
I
life.
think it might change.
Yeah.
Yes, think that through. Okay, this one made me happy. Treasure Roll Tower was the first good game Her did everything right, and this game set the path for all future games. So thank you, kind anonymous person.
Yes.
For giving us a finally good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I wanted more love.
Yeah. I do love the game right before it, but I see what they're saying. Like, it did some things a little bit better even than Message in a Haunted Mansion. So,
and I think
I
Message in a Haunted Mansion is good.
It is. It's very good.
Yeah. Okay. Next person said, sneaking into the library in Treasure in the Royal Tower is so much harder than it has any right to be. Also, the alarm clock in that game is so jarring. I like to listen to Nancy Drew long plays to fall asleep, but I refuse to do Treasure Roll Tower anymore after Nancy's alarm woke me up more than once.
Yeah. It's a loud one.
So fair. Her alarm is the worst.
And how is because Nancy's obviously crawling through the air ducts to get into the library for part of it. How is that not making really loud noises too? Kind of going off of that.
Where do those air ducts go over?
Yeah.
She's going boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
It's like a bowling ball going down this air shaft. And
like, he's not being quiet at all.
No. I can just imagine Hotchkiss being like, you know?
Yeah. Well, and I can kind of agree with it being really hard to get into the library, because there are some times where I really want to play this game, but then I think, oh, but I have to go in the library and I have to go through all this, like, you know, rigmarole to get in there. So I can see that. It's a little difficult.
And then the whole thing with, like, when you have to get into, like, the dungeon, you know, and you have to have the elevator at a certain level to actually get there. Yeah. And, like, that's another thing that can be a pain, you know, that whole process.
And that stupid door with the bars, and it's never the same twice. And those annoying noises with the...
Yes, like, so bad.
And there's so many other games too that have like a similar puzzle to that one, where it's like it's not the same puzzle or like the code thing twice. It's like you have to figure it out.
And let me rephrase. I don't mind the puzzle. I hate the noise. It's so jarring. Just like the alarm. Yeah. But I mean, still, well, maybe because I played this game first and I was 5. But, like, I have everything so memorized, I feel like, that, like, getting into the elevator and then up the shaft and then through the things and then, you know, when you go it, and then you, like, run and you push 3*72. Like, I've got it memorized, you know? So, like, it's not horrible to me, but I can see how that whole, like, rigmarole to get through would be kind of frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But... whatever.
We still love it.
Yeah. Okay, next person said, I like Treasure in a Roll Tower because it can be played out of order. I don't know what that means. Is it that the game is non-linear, or that you can play it in any order in the game series? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I mean, I feel like a lot of the games are like that. You can do certain tasks in any order.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, besides like Shadow Ranch or like Blackmore Manor, where you like have to call somebody pretty much immediately, you can usually get through quite a bit of game before you like have to do something, you know? Yeah. But I don't know. Next person is the actual goat of all of this. They said Treasure in the Tower is elite.
I agree.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Next person said Treasure in the Royal Tower is hard to navigate, LMAO, but amazing.
There's been a lot of ones with like the controls and stuff.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
I know. It breaks my heart. Okay, this was my favorite. The way that I will blindly trust and believe that a secret diary could have made it from France to Wisconsin in a piece of the tower.
Yeah.
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 You gotta suspend your disbelief a little bit on that one.
Yes. Like, same as the last one that we were talking
Yes.
about. Where's your sense of whimsy?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, this one, I actually responded back to this comment because I need to know what this is, but I haven't heard back from them yet. So I'll have to like leave a comment later. The book about the French Revolution and Treasure in the Royal Tower has factual errors in it and a made-up person.
Really?
Wow.
I was like, wait, what? I guess I don't know enough about the French Revolution to like have ever realized that.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious to hear from them.
Yeah.
I know
we need to
it's
have fact
really
checkers.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So if I hear from them, I'll like update the video. I'll put that in the description and let you guys know what the factual errors and made up person are, so we can all know. Okay, next person said you can get lost too easily in the castle.
You can, to a degree, but
Yeah. I don't know that.
Straightforward for most of the part.
I feel like it's pretty easy. Like, unless it's like your first time. But then again, like we've all played these so long, you know?
yeah.
Like maybe we know how to navigate around better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you've been playing a Nancy Drew game one.
Literally. Okay, this is exactly what we were just talking about with the sound effects. This person said the sound effects are super overwhelming, especially when you have to open the gate in the dungeon.
Yeah.
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 It's loud. Lisa's voice doesn't match the character.
Yeah.
Kind of pipsqueak sounding, yeah.
What do you think her voice should sound like?
I don't really know, but it sounds like when she first opened her mouth, I was like, wait, what? I was a little bit shocked, so.
I just felt like they were going for like a gal pal type of voice.
Maybe.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because that's what like her character is trying so hard to be, and they like really push that hard in the whole game. They're like, can't believe I almost became friends with her, and you're just like, when did that happen?
Yeah. Yeah. I just wonder, like, did she change her voice for like all her assumed identities too? You know,
Ooh.
like
That's a good question.
that would have been dedicated to the act there a little bit, but
that would have been dedication. I mean, she's lying about like languages she knows. So I mean, if she knows Spanish in one of her personas, like, does she have an accent? You know, like, yeah.
Like she wants.
Mm-hmm. That would be interesting. Okay. Good vibes, terrible controls in all caps, and, in all caps again, terrible sound effects. Y'all need to leave my game alone.
I mean, you don't like the sound of the radiator in Nancy's room? Like, why not? It's so cozy in there.
It's your own personal fireplace.
Yeah.
Imagine if we had to just, like, you know, in Secrets Can Kill, get the ladle, put it in the under the pipe, get
Not
something for the radiator. Stop
the ladle.
Or just find a ladle and just tap it a little bit.
Yeah.
But Nancy, like, does not give up with that. She's like, excuse me, Mr. Egan, my radiator. And then he's just like, goodbye, kiddo. All right, next person said, it doesn't hold up compared to games 10 to 20 because it's so short.
There's shorter games than this one.
There are shorter games than this one.
Well, isn't Haunted Carousel technically like slightly shorter? And that's another game we're talking about on this episode.
Yeah,
I mean, it can.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean,
I feel
there's
like you
no
can drag
shorter
out this game a little
than-
bit.
What?
It's like you can kind of spread out the game a little bit with like
You
all the
can.
time changing and stuff you can do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
You can. There aren't any, like, time wasters in this game, though. Like, there isn't, like, a mini game that you can, like, go back to. So it's not
Mhm.
like Phantom of Venice where you can play 8 hours just playing Scopa, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe that's part of it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe.
But I mean, if you get lost in the castle, you know, it might take a little bit longer. I don't know.
Yeah. So this person and the other person need to get together and play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, next person said it's good, but it's overrated.
No.
Don't agree.
Moving on. Next person said, Dexter saying library is so real. My coworkers and manager at a library called it that too.
Aww. Candace, shaking your head. You're like, no.
No.
Ugh. Next person said it's a D tier game. I disagree.
No,
Yeah.
it's
Uh-huh.
not.
If you're
Cool.
listening, we disagree. All right, and this is the hottest hot take of all, saved for the very last. Y'all are gonna hate this. Everyone is going to hate this. This is how they start it. Everyone is going to hate this. I don't like Hotchkiss.
What? How can you not like Hotchkiss, though?
And they didn't explain why?
They said nothing else.
like, when we talked about Thornton Hall, I could hear, obviously it's the same voice actors that is Hotchkiss and Harper. I could hear this, like, the accent a little bit from Hotchkiss and Harper.
Yeah.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I
Yeah.
just
love
I need
Hotchkiss.
context from a lot
Yeah.
of these.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
form in which we're having people send us opinions doesn't allow for a lot of context. And I feel like I need to hear everyone's story. If I could just sit down with every single one of these people and like talk about life and talk about the games,
Yeah.
that would be so great.
I mean, she has great taste in food, historical figures. Like, she's just like, I feel like we would be best friends.
Yeah.
An icon,
Yeah.
a legend,
Yes.
a professor.
Yeah.
Well, those are all the hot takes and unpopular opinions that I received for Treasure in the Royal Tower. Alexa, do you have any jokes for us?
Yes.
yes, I do. Homes are so expensive in my area. I had to move into my friend's bouncy castle. The rent's pretty expensive, but mostly it's due to inflation.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh.
That's a good one.
Which type of cheese protects a medieval castle?
Don't know.
I don't know.
Mozzarella.
Oh my god.
Gosh.
And the last one. I sleep in a castle once every 2 weeks. It's my fortnight.
Ah,
Oh my gosh.
thanks,
Good
I hate
grief.
it. Those were good. I like the bouncy castle one.
Those are my jokes.
I love it. I love it. Was there food in this game, Avery?
Yes, actually, I had my phone out and I pulled up, let's see here, the
I
Wickford
can tell you.
Castle menu.
The
Two right off the
menu.
bat, too.
Yeah.
The menu is so good.
I mean, there's some stuff on here that sounds really interesting. There's baby back ribs with creature of the night barbecue sauce, and I just want to know what that tastes like.
Mhm.
I want to try
let's
that.
Yeah. There's the fried chicken drumsticks that Hotchkiss gets.
Cluck, cluck.
Fried bologna sandwich, which you can add crushed potato chip sprinkles for only 50 cents more. Yeah, who wouldn't do that?
Obviously.
There's an anchovy heaven Caesar salad. I don't know if I'd be up for that.
I'm not gonna lie, that sounds so good.
Really?
Yes.
And I remember Hotchkiss like reading some of these off. Like there's a chili cheese dog. There's some kind of white cheddar ice cream log. Chocolate mayhem. Like just a lot of interesting sounding things that I'd try some of them, but maybe not all of them.
Yes. I feel like wasn't there like Key to Enlightenment lime pie?
Yes, that one's funny.
Yes.
That's good.
That's such a good one. I liked the puns on some of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What would you guys order?
Drumsticks to join Hotchkiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd probably try the ribs.
Yeah.
I think I would too. I'm kind of curious what that sauce tastes like.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a whole meal. I want to have the ribs as my main course. I want to have the anchovy heaven Caesar salad on the side. And then for dessert, we're topping it off with some chocolate mayhem.
Yes.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I could throw down some chocolate mayhem.
Oh.
Okay, so in this game, we don't have too many characters, but our FMK is going to be Dexter Egan, Jacques Brunet, and Professor Hotchkiss.
Oh, man. The think faces are all so good.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to fight Hotchkiss, but of those options, I might fight Hotchkiss. I guess I would marry Jacques, even though he's got his issues. And I guess I would kiss Dexter.
Okay.
Hard choice.
I would probably fight Jacques. I could use the ski poles to fight him.
Yeah.
She's jousting over here.
Yep. Probably. Does Dexter live in the castle?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay, if he does, I would marry him so I could live at the castle. And I would kiss Hotchkiss.
Okay. So, I think I would marry Hotchkiss because I figure she's a professor, so she's probably going to have good insurance through the school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Important.
Totally fair.
So, marry her, and then I got to fight Jacques because he deserves it.
Preach.
So then I guess kiss Dexter.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, I am actually going to agree with Alexa. At least I think what Alexa said is fine. I'm going to marry Dexter, not because he lives in a castle, but because I love him. And then I'm going to kiss Hotchkiss. Just give her a big ol' smack. And I'm going to fight Jacques because he's the worst ever. Okay, the end.
I mean, that's
It's so mad
explanation
at
enough.
Nancy.
Yeah.
Yes. Biggest red flag ever is just Jacques' existence. He's horrible. Thank you. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I just gave spoilers for my thing I was talking about. My bad. All right. Who's up next?
Is it me?
You?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. I got Lights, Cameras, Curses, which is the other dossier game. And I got probably half the hot takes for this game as I did the other game that I got. So,
Okay.
But this first one is, this game is in my top 5 games. The Dossier games as a whole are the best games.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, yeah. I mean, they're basically saying that those 2 games are better than all the rest, which that's a pretty hot take.
That is
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This next one just made me laugh. Almost really cool, but not at all. I was like, okay. But this next one, it even tops that one. It said, I forgot this game existed. Thanks for reminding me. It's like, well, okay, we know how you feel about this game.
Amazing.
And then I have one more, and that's it. I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I really liked this game. But the spa one, Resorting to Danger, was better.
Mm.
So,
Okay.
yeah. Not too many opinions on this game, but the ones that had opinions either loved it or hated it. So,
Yeah.
That's so funny.
yeah.
Right. Are you doing jokes first?
For sure.
Okay. I only have 2 jokes for this one. Why is it okay to tell embarrassing jokes about your Camry?
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Because they disappear in a flash.
Oh,
Oh, gosh.
And the other one I got, why did the photographer throw their tripod in the lake?
why?
I don't know.
One of the legs was loose and they couldn't stand it anymore.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh. My word. Was there food in this game? Like, at all?
I don't think there was that I could remember. I really need to replay it, but
I know there
from
was
what
a
I-
there was
juice
the-
bar.
The drinks at the juice bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, like, I don't remember any food.
I don't
No.
think so.
Yeah, I couldn't really remember any either in researching it either, so.
Yeah. Oh, well. Skip. Okay. So this one's gonna be hard because just like it was hard for the other one, the Resorting to Danger one, because we don't know these characters quite as well. But this is gonna be FMK with George Jackson. I think his name was George. The guy with the cowboy hat. All right. Arthur
Okay.
Hitchens. He's like the financial advisor. And Eda Brooks, the actress.
I'm fighting her.
Straight
up.
Hmm.
I said,
Knowing
this will
who
be
she
hard, and
is.
she goes,
Yeah, that's a good point. I'd fight her too.
I think I would. Yeah.
wow.
Uh,
I thought this would be a hard one.
I would probably kiss George and marry Arthur. Because Arthur hopefully would have some money, and George would be is a director. So if he needs an extra in a movie, I could be an extra.
That's a good point. I'm gonna go with that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I'd do the opposite and kiss Arthur and marry George.
I think I'm
No reason, though.
gonna agree with Alexa and Candace. I think that Arthur. I needed a financial advisor. All right. Who's next? Candace? Right?
Is it my turn?
I think so.
Yep.
Okay. So I have the final scene, which is probably my favorite.
Really? Oh,
Yay!
I messaged Candace earlier, and I'm like, "Do you want me to send you?" Because I wrote all the hot takes and stuff down. I'm like, "Do you want me to send this to you?" So, because I know it's one of her favorite games, and she's like, "Yes, please."
Oh.
It's like, okay.
Yeah.
that worked
I
out
love
so
it.
nicely.
It did. It really did. So, got just a few. hot takes, unpopular opinions. And this first one, I think, could lead into a very interesting discussion. So I'll start with it. This person says, iconic, but more fun to watch than to play.
Interesting.
So, do you all ever watch replays or watch other people play? And if so, do you have a favorite to watch?
Ooh.
I don't usually watch other people do it unless it's like to help me in the game.
I watch streams all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I love watching other people play the games, especially if I'm like working on Etsy orders or like, you know, doing some sort of work.
Yeah.
And I just have something on in the background, you know.
Yep.
I don't know if I have a favorite one to watch, but like anything Nancy Drew, I'll be like, I'm turning this on. Yeah. That's so interesting though. I wonder why.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I thought that was interesting. Next one. I think definitely a hot take. Joseph had a point.
Oh. ...
And that was it.
Whoa.
He had a point.
Now, I'm hoping that this person means had a point in trying to save the theater and not in attempting to unalive a teenager.
Yeah, kidnap somebody.
A little more context would have been nice.
Yes.
So let's go with that.
Yes, seriously, because like, if the latter, are you okay?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my word.
That's crazy. Wow.
That is crazy. Especially because like Nick Falcone had the same point of like trying to save the theater without the kidnapping and the attempted murder.
Yeah, I mean, hadn't he like chained himself to some other building or something? It's brought up in the game, or
Yes, that's right.
yeah. So I don't know.
Wild.
Wow, that's a hot take.
Yeah.
The next one is basically the total opposite end of the spectrum. Joseph gets way too much sympathy. He almost unalived 2 teenagers.
Yeah.
Literally, he's,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion, one of my, like, least favorite bad guys because he scares me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
I think he was a very interesting villain, and it was, at this point, Her Interactive's first time really having, diving into a psychological villain. So, but I think they did, as well as they could at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, like, playing it as, like, a 6-year-old, I was scared.
It was intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those bad vibes followed me, like, through my adulthood, where I still look back on that game and be like, it gives me such, like, feelings, because it's really good and it's really well done, but, like, yikes.
Yeah.
Well, I can have a little bit of sympathy for him as far as his situation with his brother goes, and up until that point where it's like they're in the building, like they're counting down, and then it's like, okay, let's stop, Joseph. Let's, there's got to be another way to figure this out. And he still was just like, don't tell him, Nancy. And just that part, I was like, no, it's scary, but definitely sad when you read that letter from.
It's like, let's not put a label. It's mental illness, and it's something that's real. And, people struggle every day with varying levels, and he was struggling and he needed help. And that's why I feel like he's so terrifying, because he's like a real person with real feelings about something that like people would get, that like he has this place that he loves, it's his home, it's all he has, Yeah. So like it's a very real thing. And it's so scary.
He transferred those emotions to that building, and it was like that was more important than Nancy or Maya at that point. It's like that's That's too far, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what's so horrifying. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Great game, but I've always been a little like, ugh.
Yeah.
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 Next one. This game has 2 culprits. Brady is just as bad as the real culprit.
Yes.
I can agree with that. Yeah. He's slimy for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I have a confession. So, because I had those like kind of feelings from when I was a kid and I played it, I didn't play it for a very long time. And I didn't play it again until I was like full grown adult, like I'm like well into my 20s. And I played it again for the first time, and I totally forgot entirely that Brady had anything to do with the plot.
Yeah.
And I was shocked. I was like, "You're in on it?" That
Yeah,
was shocking to me.
The fact that he had the power to stop this and to potentially change the whole situation and he didn't, that's almost as bad as what Joseph did, I think, in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a different side of that coin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think a good question is, well, maybe the question's twofold. One, how long has Simone been his agent? And 2, how much of a deep influence does she have on him as far as all of his thoughts? Like, was he like this before she became an influence in his life? Like, if she was not his manager or his agent, would he have still acted the same way, do you think?
Oh, that's a really good question. Do we know how old he is? Like, is he a teenager as well? Or is he, like, in his early 20s, perhaps?
I think in early mid-20s, but more so in the book, he's closer to Nancy and the girls' age because they went to school together.
Oh, I haven't actually read the book.
Oh, the book is fabulous. You need to.
I will.
It's good.
Yeah.
So good.
Because I could see if he was really young and like impressionable, like 25, you know, that maybe Simone is a huge influence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just in his mannerisms, the way he dresses, the whole, I have to appear wholesomely smoldering for the public, I think she's definitely got an influence on him. But yeah, you wonder what he was like before she got her claws into it.
Yeah. And it's pretty clear that she's not like a super wholesome person herself.
Oh, no. She stoops to some very low lows in this game.
Yeah, there's not a lot of great characters in this game. Like, not a lot of
no, they
nice
all have
people
motivations and do bad things.
So. Yeah, they do. So this is another Brady one. This says Brady is a walking red flag.
Fair.
He just kept marching around with a flag in his hand. He's like,
yeah.
I mean, when you put it into perspective, he's more concerned about his receding hairline than he is this missing teenage girl. And it's like, she disappeared from your dressing room, but let's talk about your receding hair, Brady.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't even seem like he has receding hair in that moment.
No.
He's just vain.
Ugh. Yeah.
The next 2, which are actually the last 2, kind of go hand in hand. The first one says gameplay feels very rushed. And I think that that's a good point because it was around this time that Her Interactive started putting out 2 games a year.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, not to make excuses, but I couldn't imagine putting out 2 games a year.
I don't know any other game company who has ever attempted that. I'm sure they're out there, but I don't personally know them. I think it's insane.
Yeah.
Well, I think too, just the whole premise of this game, you have 3 days. I definitely felt that stress and anxiety on myself. Like, okay, I only have this much time. And I think that definitely adds to the rushed feeling too.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%. And that's a good point, because this last one says it always feels like half the game is missing.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
I don't necessarily agree with that. Maybe this person said that because the third day is more like half of a day.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Makes
true.
sense.
Because the demolition technically happens or is going to happen on that third day, so it's not an entire full third day.
Yeah, that's a good point. You don't sleuth until Joe says, "Hey, go home. I'll take care of everything."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe that's part of the reason why.
Yeah.
But I feel like the first 2 days are so chock full of things that you need to do, things that you can look at and read.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, just the phone calls in this game. There's a ton.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got some great phone characters in this game. We got Eustacia.
Yes. Yeah.
Iconic.
Love her.
Love her.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Good
the best.
times. Does anybody else call 911 instead of the police number?
Yes, I did that for the first, like, as a kid, and then I was like, oh, there's an actual, like, 555 number, too, so.
I didn't know. I was like, somebody went missing. Hang on, 911.
Yeah.
And in today's day and age, people will be like, you have to wait 24 hours. But I'm like, really?
You're wasting so much valuable time.
Yes.
I know, it's terrifying. That is such a scary
So
game
much
to
valuable
me.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and this might be my hot take, that, like, I know people think that, like, the ones with ghosts are the scarier games, but, like, that one's just intense in, like, a life or death way that I don't feel like any of the other games are.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a different level, different type of scary.
Yeah, it's, like I was saying before, it's a more real world scary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, very good. But this one has always been near and dear to my heart. So much so that I got a tattoo of it.
Really?
So,
What's your tattoo?
it's on the back of my leg. I'll show you guys a picture of it. It's actually one that I had drawn up by another Nancy Drew fan.
It's
wow.
beautiful.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
And if you can tell, there's 5 little stars to represent that it was the 5th game.
Oh, how cool.
That's cool.
Oh, my word. That is
So,
amazing.
Thanks. But yeah, I would show you, but it would be kind of awkward on video since it's going on YouTube. But, but it's on the back of my calf. So
I love it.
Cool.
But yeah, so that kind of brings me to another question. If you all would have ever gotten tattoos of Nancy Drew, would you base it off of a book or a game or?
Oh, a game. For sure. I have this planned out, actually. So I would get Morse code, like from Danger on Deception Island. I would want it on my foot. Okay, like on the side of my foot.
Mm-hmm.
So just like some Morse code along the side. So just like how you have to like, I wouldn't do a telephone number, but I would do like a J for my husband's name and an L for like my son's name, and then like if I ever have any other children, like I could add like another like Morse code letter. I just think that the little dots and dashes would be so pretty as a tattoo.
Yeah.
It'd be cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Gosh. I'm so basic. I mean, I feel like I would love a magnifying glass. Like, I know that's such a standard answer, but I'd have to really
love that.
That like covers books and games.
Right? Yeah.
All your loves.
I don't know if it would be like either a clock or maybe a magnifying glass.
Mm-hmm.
Because Nancy always needs like, a flashlight or like a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
And the clock was, like obviously her first mystery in quotes. So that would be kind of cool too.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
There's so many great ideas.
And then I also have her silhouette too.
Oh, I love it.
Awesome.
On my ribs.
That's so cool. Oh my god.
That one.
Wait, I want to get Manette's alien tattoo right here. No, I'm kidding.
I want Fight the Power on my back of
your
my
knuckles.
But yeah, it's actually funny because I had posted, someone had asked in one of the many Nancy Drew Facebook groups about anybody that has Nancy Drew tattoos, and I had commented on there, and I actually found the tattoo artist that did my final scene tattoo on there 2 years ago, and she had posted that she has like a flash sheet of designs that she's drawn. And I started talking to her, and it just happened to work out that she's actually in Oregon. And I went this summer on vacation to go and visit my best friend from college, and our schedules just happened to align. So it was kind of like 2 years in the making kind of thing.
Oh, wow.
That's
So
cool.
we
What a
met
great
over
story.
Facebook. So yeah, it was kind of cool. And to meet another Nancy Drew fan in the wild, as I like to say, is always fun. So
That's so special.
yeah.
Wow, what a great story. All right, listeners
Yeah.
/ watchers, if you got a Nancy Drew tattoo, tell us or show us if you're comfortable with that. And
It's
if you
always
want
fun to
to, yeah, if you want to, let us know what you want to get, or just even if you don't ever want to, what your dream tattoo of Nancy Drew would be. Let us know.
It's always interesting to see what people say.
Yeah. Such a fun, like, topic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we ready for jokes?
Oh, of course.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go into this being ready like a wrecking ball. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
That was a full-on pun. That's not one of the jokes I put down. I was waiting for that.
Oh my gosh.
I tried to come up with a funny theater joke, but it was all just an act.
Candace's sighs just always get me.
Whenever I tell jokes like this, she always makes that kind of face. Did you hear about the actor that literally broke a leg on stage?
No.
Don't worry, he's still in the cast.
Pain.
Oh.
And the last one I have, why did the leading lady get arrested after opening night?
I don't know.
Why?
Critics said she stole the spotlight.
No.
Oh
No.
my gosh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think the cast one has been the most dad joke of them all so far.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh.
Yeah. Those are my jokes.
What kind of food did we have in this game?
It's kind of slim pickings. We have some chewed up gum on the bottom of a finger seat, which no thanks.
No.
And we have some tipped over popcorn up front, kind of where Nick Falcone is. And I'm like, popcorn, like I feel like seeing that. I was like, I can smell the popcorn just walking through this old theater.
Yeah.
So I was like, put me down for that, but not the chewed up gum.
Not the floor
No.
popcorn though.
No, not that either.
Yeah.
Blech.
Blech.
All right, y'all. So, FMK with Simone, Brady, I know, and Nick.
I wish I could fight Simone and Brady, but I can't.
I know, you got to pick one. Shoot.
I have to marry Nick.
Yeah.
I can't fight that power.
I know.
So, he's just the nicest of all three. So
I know, he's the best option. I'm truly going to be shocked if anyone doesn't marry him. I know I am.
Yeah, I'm going to have to marry him too.
Yeah, I'm marrying him.
I think I'll kiss Brady because I can't even stomach. I have to fight Simone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
hard to pick. But they're both pretty awful. So
Yeah.
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 I'll go with that one. Same as
Yeah.
Avery.
I am
Yeah.
also going with that. Yeah. Wow. Is this the first time we've ever been unanimous?
I think so.
maybe.
Wow.
We're all, yeah.
We've made
on the same
history.
page.
Nice. Okay. Is it my turn again?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay, now we're going to talk about the haunted carousel.
Ooh, yay.
Another good one.
Another polarizing one for these fans. You guys are wild with your hot takes. Okay, so first person says, my car hot take is that I actually like Joy. I find many of the qualities that fans dislike about her to be understandable responses to trauma. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tell us.
Okay, so I understand it more now.
Yeah.
Because at first, I thought she was just miserable for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then we delve more into her story and realize, you know, grief is different for everybody.
Yeah.
And there's no right or wrong way to go through it. And there's no timeline.
Yeah.
And especially when you experience a loss like that when you're young, and death is such an abstract concept when you're young, you don't really understand it. So looking at it from that point of view as an adult now versus when I played it for the first time as a younger kid, I don't exactly remember the timeline of when I played it, but I would say before I was a teenager.
Yeah.
I see it more now from Joy's point of view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah.
I can see where she's coming from.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like people either love or hate Joy. Usually hate Joy. And I do feel like as a person, she has a lot of work to do, you know? Like
Yeah.
she should be in therapy, not with a robot.
Yeah.
I love Miles, but he is not a licensed therapist.
No.
Yeah. Cuz she's got a lot to work through, a lot of trauma, and I think we could cut her some slack because of that. However, she has to make that decision instead of Nancy forcing her into that decision, which is pretty uncool.
Yeah. Well, and you think about it, it's got to be hard to be named Joy and be working in an amusement park when you're going through all this trauma. I mean, she ripped up the last picture of her mom, I think, according to the game. That's really, really sad. But you look at that and you're like, she did that. That was more to herself, really, that she did that. But then you compare her to Joseph, who like kidnapped somebody in final scene. So it's kind of like, yeah, people handle grief differently. Yeah.
This is so true. Oh my goodness. So where Joseph went into a more like violent aspect of grief, Joy went into like a self-deprecating aspect of grief.
More internally, yeah. It's like, yeah. And I don't know. I mean, I think sometimes when I replay the game, she does get on my nerves, and then other times she doesn't. It's very like, I don't really just hate her or love her character. It depends on the mood and mindset I'm in, I guess, when I play the game sometimes.
Yeah. I think she has a lot of hallmarks of somebody who should be in therapy. Yeah. Okay, moving on. You shouldn't have the word haunted in your game title if the game is the least scary thing ever created by man.
Yeah, I wish there was some more spooky stuff.
Yeah, it would have been cool if we like got to witness a haunting rather than seeing it on a tape and it's the same tape every time that he's got queued up.
Yeah.
But there is, and it's something that I always think about at the end with the culprit when the door slams in the haunted house, and that's never really resolved.
That's true.
Don't really know who did that. Could be the wind, could be something else. Don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't know. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the scariest part was with the near brush of death with the roller coaster, I think, in that entire game. Or when I fell off the carousel trying to get the brass ring. The first time I did that as a kid, I was like, what happened?
I've done that. I've done that.
When you're under the carousel and, like, can't you get, like, impaled?
Yeah, I've done that too.
Right.
Yeah. But still, like, I mean, you can avoid every single one of those things, except for the door slamming. But, like, you don't have to have any of those second chances in the game. So if you're just, like, playing, you know exactly what to do, and you, like, get the brass ring the first time.
Yeah, it's not very haunted or scary.
Yeah. So I definitely see where they're coming from. Okay, this was my favorite response I got on both of my games. Barnacle Blast drama nearly tore my family apart.
Oh, wow.
Tell us your story.
Yeah.
Oh my
I could see how that one could be tough.
Yeah. And then I had another one concerning Barnacle Blast. That game made me rage quit once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see how that could be the downfall of someone trying to speed run the game.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, because if you're speed running it and you're doing it on like an any percentage and like you're not doing any cheats, then you can't just skip it. Which, by the way, everyone listening, this is my like gift to the Nancy Drew community. Every time I tell everyone any chance I get, you can skip Barnacle Blast. Okay, it's a very easy thing to do. You have to use the developer's menu. You push on your keyboard, you push Control, Shift, Tab, and the letter C at the same time, and the developer's menu comes up. Navigate to the inventory section, okay? Put a check in the circle, like you put a little dot in the circle to mark off what will be in your inventory. You just pick the token that you need, check the box that you have that token in your inventory, press save or whatever it is, I forget what it says, apply, whatever it is, and then exit to developer's menu. You have that token, you never have to play the game.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that.
That's cool.
I didn't either.
There you go, you're welcome. Yes.
I remember that.
Yeah, so if you're ever playing the game and you just want to have a good time,
instead of a blast, do this.
There you go. So yeah, enjoyed that. My next one is IDK. This is a hot take, but Haunted Carousel is one of my least favorites, ranking only ahead of Shatter Medallion, Ransom of the Seven Ships, and Midnight in Salem.
Ooh. I agree it's lower for me, but I don't know if it'd be that low.
Yeah, where would you guys rank it?
Up high for me.
Yeah? Like top 10?
Yeah, easily top 10 for me.
Okay.
I think maybe B. Oh, go ahead.
It's okay. Go ahead.
I think maybe B or C tier for me.
That's fair.
I haven't played it in such a long time. It's probably in the middle.
Yeah.
I would say to the lower side for me.
Yeah.
Candace isn't liking that answer, but
Shameful.
Yeah. It's definitely B tier for me, but I only have 3 tiers. I only have A, B, and C because I have my top 10 that I'm like, these are the best games ever. And then everything else, and then my like few least favorites, like Midnight in Salem and, you know, like, so.
All the ones they mentioned, Shatter Medallion and all those.
The ones that are as fun, you know. But there's still good games that I will replay, but they're just not my favorites. But like Car is in the middle there in the ones that I'm like, this is a phenomenal game. It's just not my top 10.
Yeah.
Okay, what's next? I recently replayed Carousel and didn't realize how easy and quick it was compared to some of the other originals. No complaints, just surprised me a bit. I always remember the originals as being a good challenge.
Interesting.
Do you guys feel like the originals are challenging?
No.
No.
Me either.
No. Maybe when we played them for the first time as kids, but obviously
Sure.
the more you play them,
Yeah,
they're a little bit easier. Yeah.
but when I say that, I don't mean that in a bad way.
No.
No.
Yeah. They're just not, they're not Labyrinth of Lies or
Yeah.
Sea of Darkness where you're like, another puzzle.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 I think it is one of the more quick classic games, though.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Maybe it and Secrets Can Kill. I feel like they're super fast.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I love this. Elliot, and then like a little carrot, like saying that he's better than the rest of the guys we find hot.
That's definitely a hot take.
That is,
Really?
Um,
No, I love Elliot.
Because he looks like he stuck his finger in an electrical socket.
And threw paint all over himself. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you're into that, do you?
Yeah.
But he's also real moody. But I mean, I guess that goes with the whole artist thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Nancy opened the door and accidentally knocked over the paint, and he acted like it was the end of the freaking world.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you are so ready to drop what you're doing to answer any of our questions. So why are you bugging out over spilled paint?
Yeah. No, seriously.
That doesn't really make sense.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't at all. I just think of when I streamed the game for the first time with my friend Chloe. She just didn't take the time to learn his name. She just called him Hot Guy. And I loved that.
Well, and I've heard some people say they can go for Harlan Bishop sometimes. They're like, he's kind of,
Mhm.
I'm like,
Hey,
I mean, of the two, I don't know.
if you're into that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Everybody
I'm
has
gonna take a
a
pass
thing.
on both of them.
Yeah, me too.
I have a joke about the electricity stuff that you're just talking about, Elliot.
Bring it.
I'm ready.
That's not really a joke. It's kind of like a funny thing. I caught my son chewing on electrical cords, so I had to ground him. He's doing better currently, and now is conducting himself properly.
There's
Oh
so
my
many
God.
currently conducting,
Shocking.
Like- a lot of zingers.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
All right, next. The next person said, Car was my first game, so it's always a winner for me.
Understandable.
I figured
Mhm.
you'd like that one. And the next person said, I enjoy the Haunted Carousel, except for Barnacle Blast. I hate that stupid Barnacle Blast minigame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here's about the spilled paint. This person said in all caps, where did the spilled paint go in Car?
It's a good point.
I never thought of
Yeah.
that before. It never occurred to me. Where's your sense of whimsy?
No whimsy.
The next person said, Haunted Carousel was definitely a good time, but the story was kind of meh for me. I would probably put it in my top 10, but not higher than 7.
I
Fair
can
enough.
agree with that. And honestly, too, I've read the book, and I feel like the book is kind of the same way.
Yeah. Okay.
That's just me.
I've only read the beginning of the book, so I haven't gotten all the way through, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. This goes back to our conversation about Joy. Haunted Carousel is too short, and why should I care about Joy?
Ouch.
Because she's got a lot going on in life.
Oh,
Yes.
Can I just say that
lovely office too.
Yeah.
Yeah. These people that are talking about joy do not have enough joy in their life, I don't think, at that moment.
It's true.
I don't think they want it.
No.
The next person said, the Haunted Carousel is my favorite Nancy Drew game.
Aw.
Yeah. And then another person said, not really a hot take either, but I recently realized that the book on carousels in car is super informative and interesting.
Oh, I love that. I love when they do little things like that in games.
Yes, me too. It's so good. And then this person said, I'm playing Haunted Carousel right now. It's so difficult to move around to get used to the old games after playing the new ones for so long.
I could see that.
Yeah. I just feel like I know where the hot spots are. And so I just go, you know, and then I'm good.
Yeah. And I feel like this is one of the games, I don't know when the window got bigger. Maybe it was Shadow Ranch.
Shadow Ranch.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, next person. I'm sorry, Candace. The next person says a little boring. Sad. And I'm sorry, Candace. The next person said my least favorite. Also, the music gives me headaches.
Ooh.
That sucks.
I need to meet that person outside in the parking lot, and I'll give you some.
Run! One person just said underrated. Yes,
I like this person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now this, I just want to know more. This person says, I believe this game to be the scariest, very unsettling, and the room underground is haunted.
I mean, that is a scary room, but the most scary game?
I mean, has this person played Ghost of Thornton Hall?
Right? Or like Shadows at the Water's Edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay, so the next two are polar opposites. The first person says, Joy is the worst character in the Nancy Drew franchise. The second person says, I actually like Joy and Miles as characters.
Aww. The worst. Have you met Rick Garland or like...
Seriously.
Hello.
Seriously. Actually, I know a little bit about this person who sent this in. This is totally anonymous, y'all. But I don't think they hate Rick Garland as much as they hate Joy.
Oh.
Wow. Hot take.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay. Last one that I got was, I just don't see anything to like about it.
Wow.
I know.
That is so rude.
I mean, not even like Ingrid Corey and her niacin or like anything.
Not
like
about Ingrid.
Yeah.
I know. Rude.
I mean, our health queen in this game. Nothing about her.
Yes.
Really not anything much about Miles.
Or Harlan, really.
I mean, nothing about Harlan. Nobody said
nothing
a word about Harlan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing really about the haunting that much, about the carousel moving at least.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that one of the best parts of the game is one of the lines that Miles says. Even bad memories have a place in a good life, which I think is so deep for a video game.
So profound. Yeah. One of my absolute favorite Nancy Drew quotes ever.
Yeah.
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 There's also a quote from Ingrid that I love, where she says, one open mind sees more than two open eyes.
True.
Profound.
Yeah, for a video game.
Yeah.
For kids.
Yeah, and we all played it at like 8 years old, stumbling around, like, and we're hearing these profound thoughts.
Like, and still thinking about them years and years later.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. And
I don't know.
Was this the first game that Nancy had a cell phone? I was trying to remember, but I think it is. Yeah.
Yes, because before that she had the in Ghost Dogs, she had the Palm Pilot.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like Paul Santos calling us on that thing all the time. I was like, I'm trying to solve this mystery. You got to leave me alone here.
I know.
Which also wasn't Paula Santos. Wasn't that Professor Hotchkiss as well?
Maybe
it was the same voice actress.
I cannot remember.
I'm almost positive it was. Oh, she did a lot of voices.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also had Tink in that game, and Tink is a great phone character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a great character too.
Not as great as like Casey Porterfield's from DDI.
Yeah.
But I still do enjoy the conversation we have with Tink.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Paula Santos was voiced by Carrie Healy.
Yeah. So it was.
Wow.
Hotchkiss.
That's right. Cool. I love it. All right, Alexa, what you got for us?
Alrighty. Let's see here. I have horse jokes because of the carousel.
It just occurred to me that you can say, "Okay, Alexa, tell me a joke." Hey, Alexa, tell me a joke.
I had a horse named Mayo, and Mayo neighed.
I knew exactly where this was going.
What do you call an insincere small horse?
I don't know.
I know this one, but I can't think of it.
I feel like I've heard this one, but
I know I've heard it, but I can't think of it.
A phony pony.
Oh
my gosh.
It's worse than I thought.
And the last one I have, did you hear about Cinderella's horse?
No.
Once a pony time.
Gosh.
Pain. Oh.
Yep. That's all I got.
Was there food in this game?
There was. I've got actually the captain's quarters room service menu pulled up here on my phone. I loved that they used this menu to put like a little Easter egg to the previous game because they have Spaghetti Malone.
Mm-hmm.
Like Malone than the Ghost Dogs. And I feel like I remember like they were really like, I think Her Interactive was really on the Got Milk campaign because I think couldn't Nancy only order milk? Like she couldn't order, she's like, oh, it's a healthier choice.
Yeah, she's like milk instead of
juice.
soft drink.
Yes. Yeah. But there's some interesting things on here. There's like the hamburger platter, this veggie platter, Landlubber's Delight, and then of course the Fun Day. Like that thing always looked so good.
That veggie platter looks good too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the burger, of course.
Yes.
Yeah. The fries.
Yes.
The moo juice.
Moo juice.
Gotta love it. Wait, can't you order orange juice too? I feel like that's a thing.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
It's like one of the meals, yeah.
Swiggables, which I thought was kind of cool.
That actually sounds kind of nice.
Yeah, so I was like, I want a Swiggable.
I would buy that for me and my toddler. That's cute. Okay, so FMK for this game, it's going to be Ingrid Corey, Harlan Bishop, and Elliot Chen.
Ooh. I think I have to fight Elliot.
Yeah.
And I'll kiss Ingrid and marry Harlan. Harlan's trying to turn his life around. He's trying to be, reform his past ways. So
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Fight Elliot, marry Harlan, and kiss Ingrid.
Okay. I'm going to switch it up.
You have something. I was going to say you have something different. I can see the look on your face, Candace.
Yeah, switch it up. I'm going to fight Ingrid because I feel like I can take her. Mm-hmm. Because I eat a lot of carbs and I feel like she doesn't. So I feel like I'll last longer in a fight than she will. Okay?
Okay.
So then I will marry Harlan because I feel like he's working on his life. Mm-hmm. He's going to be a hard worker, so he's going to bring home the bacon. Mm-hmm. Okay? Mm-hmm. And then I will kiss Elliot as I'm shoving him towards the police to be arrested.
Wow. Okay, I'm doing something different from all of you.
I was just going to say, Candace gave him a farewell kiss.
Yeah.
Kiss goodbye. Okay, so I am also going to fight Ingrid. I also think that I could take her.
I think
Not
you could.
that she isn't great. She is. It's just got better options out there. And then I am going to kiss Harlan. I think he's a cutie and he's really nice. And I think I'm going to marry Elliot. I think I could change him. He's not going to be doing any crime. All right. Who is next? Who's got our next game?
I think it's me. Let's see. And I've got Secret of the Old Clock.
Ooh, that's a fun game.
People had some strong opinions about most of the things you think they would. Golf and sewing. And, yeah. Actually, the first one is the mini golf and driving around is actually really fun.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree now. As a kid, I probably wouldn't have because I don't think I had the ability to control quite like I can now. And it was difficult as a kid, but better now.
I didn't have the patience as a child that I have now.
No.
Yeah.
Let's see. This next person said mini golf forever.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this person said there should have been a hint that driving around gave you the clues to Topham's psych test. And I was talking to someone on Instagram about this, and I think when you go to the different locations to do all the errands, someone says wet all over, someone says big cheese, and I did not realize that. It's really cool.
I think I heard that too on Instagram where someone was saying that same thing. It's like you'll hear the hints as you're driving along at the different places and stuff. And I didn't even clue into that when I played it.
No, really? I didn't either.
Oh, wow. I loved driving around and hearing all their comments because not only did you get hints for future gameplay, you got an Easter egg to a previous game. You got an Easter egg to a horror movie, to classic literature. Like, there were so many fun things, to TV shows. Like, there were so many fun things thrown in there. That, like,
you get to go to the Biltmore.
What?
You get to go to the Biltmore. I think it's gosh, Twin Elms. They call it Twin Elms on there, but I was like, that's hilarious. I didn't realize that until I was an adult and replayed it, and I was like, oh, it's the Biltmore.
Yes. Oh my gosh, my sister. I have a postcard from the Biltmore right up there. I'm looking at it. My sister went and sent me a postcard while she was traveling.
That's cool.
It's cool. It's like, I mean, I have never been. It's pretty far away from me, but like, if I could ever go, I'd be like, I'm at Twin Elms. I told her, I was like, if you go and there's a gift shop, find a trivet.
Yes.
She said there were no trivets.
Aww.
Oh, well.
Let's see. Oh, okay. This person said, Bess, Nancy, and George having to share their phone line with a nosy neighbor was peak.
Yes. That was fun.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last time I played, I actually did not talk to Bess and George.
Oh, really?
Really?
At all.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Wow.
I only talked to Carson on the phone. I did not talk to Bess and George. I don't think.
Wow.
Poor Bess and George.
Aw. Yeah, I like talking to them on the phone.
Me too.
They need to come back for the next game because 10 years is way too long.
I'm saying. Miss them.
I agree.
Miss the girlies.
Yeah. Let's see. This next hot take. The sewing is actually not that hard if you have a steady hand.
Yeah, as a child, I did not.
No.
Took me a long time.
Must be nice to be you.
Yeah,
I couldn't be me.
Yeah, I rage quit that and Barnacle Blast like so many times. I was like, I can't do either of these.
Yeah.
No patience.
You know who would help?
Oh no.
Dave. Because he would be steady.
Oh gosh, I could feel a joke coming.
Oh, okay. So this next one, the culprit was so obvious.
Oh, really?
And her graphic looked so weird compared to the other characters, I feel like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard some other podcasters, the Krollmeister sisters, compare her to melted Joan Cusack. And I was like, yes, she looks like Joan Cusack. And I could not put my finger on what actress she reminded me of. And I was like, that's it.
Oh my gosh.
That's so funny. Oh my word.
But I don't know. It wasn't obvious to me as a kid. I mean, like who the culprit was. But maybe, I mean, every time you replay something, you're like, well, I already know. So.
Yeah.
But,
I guess if you're really clued in.
Yeah.
Then you'll notice, like, the letter has, like, oh, well, this weird woman was, like, looking through my stuff. And then, like, the fact that she, like, gets facts wrong about the family, like, I guess it makes sense. Yeah. I can't remember, like, my thoughts on any of the culprits, though, because, like, I was a child when I played these.
I know, it's been so long ago. It's like,
Yeah, like, truly everything before Midnight in Salem, like, I couldn't tell you what I thought.
Ooh, okay, so I kind of have to agree with this next hot take. Josiah Crowley hiding the second will from Emily was not cool at all. He seems like a childish and toxic person. And I maybe not, I wouldn't go so far as to say toxic, but childish, maybe.
Yeah, I wouldn't say toxic, but yeah.
Yeah, he definitely was a unique person who prioritized having fun over, like, logic.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So this next person said, I know a lot of people hate the 1930s aspect of this game, but I think it's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Oh, another one about golf. I like mini golf, but the controls for this course make it so unnecessarily difficult.
Yeah.
Having to, like, line up the mouse and just, like, pull till the arrows are just so, I can see that. Yeah. This person said the pies do not look appetizing enough.
I could agree with that.
They look kind of
The chocolate ones in particular look kind of gross.
Aren't they, like, purple?
Yeah, they're not
don't
even
understand.
Yeah. I thought this has got to be wrong. This has got to be like plum or grape or something. It just didn't look the right color.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Let's see. The next hot take should have been more hints before the final 2 minutes of the game that the culprit was not who they said they were. I can maybe see that. I mean, it was sprinkled in right before, but
yeah, it's basically like what I mentioned. There was the letter, and then there were the, like, mistakes in your conversation with her. And I can't even think of, like if Emily said anything that, like, clued you in. I don't even.
I think so. I mean, it's just the fact that she was, I guess, gaslighting Emily a little bit. Like, oh, the picture didn't move, and, all of that whole aspect, which that was really messed up. It's like, she just lost her mom, like, and...
Yeah. She's pretty crap.
Yeah. She's up there with some of the other people we've been talking about, other villains.
Yeah, she didn't scare me as a kid. Well, I was older when this game came out. But, like, she didn't scare me or anything like Joseph did. But, like, still, she's pretty horrible.
Yeah. And let's see, the last hot take, I really think that at least one of those telegram deliveries should have given a tip. I agree. Yeah.
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 I just hope that Nancy, after solving the mystery, goes back to the like planetarium or whatever that place was called, and takes the guy up on his tip offer to like look through the telescope.
Yeah, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would want that tip.
Yeah.
Did any of you see what Carter posted on Instagram about the Secret of the Old Clock, where the characters are now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was cute.
Yeah.
I like that he's been doing that. Well, he's done it
like
twice.
Emily had opened up like a hotel chain or something, and
yeah, that was
cute. Cool.
Yeah. Hopefully the kitchen doesn't blow up.
Yeah.
And I have to ask, did any of you all know, because I didn't know this till very, very recently, I thought you had to win all of the toys for the orphans at the mini golf game. I did not realize that you could go inside the general store and get little toys for the orphans. I was like, that would have saved me so much time. I was like,
oh my gosh. It, like, when I was a kid, it literally never occurred to me to play mini golf over and over to get toys. And then I found out people were doing that, and I was like, but why?
It's like the exact opposite for you. You're
Literally,
like, this is so much easier.
Because I just tried going everywhere. I was like, surely some of these will let me in, like the bank did. And some of them did, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know, if I had any hot take on this game, I would say I like catching the fish better in Creature of Kapu Cave than I do in this game.
Why?
I don't know. I guess there's just more variety. It's more, it seems like more random in this game. You're just like, well, click over here and click. If there's, a specific spot to get the, isn't it I don't remember what kind of fish it is. It's not a northern. That's in
12-inch bass or something.
Yes.
It's something like that. Yeah.
But like, it's very specific in this game because you have to look at something first. You absolutely have to look at the thing in the garage about fish. Otherwise, you won't catch the fish. You could go fishing for 20 minutes and you won't catch the fish. Ask me how I know that. And then it's in a specific spot, too, if I recall. So, yeah. Anyway. I have bad memories.
Yeah, that's my last hot take that I've got for that game, so.
Is it time for the jokes?
I can see you winding up to that.
It happened. It fits perfectly.
It does. I'll give you that.
Okay. So, the first one I have, they're finally making a movie called Clocks. It's about time. Why didn't the clock work?
I don't know.
Tell me that's not the joke.
It needed a hand.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Another one. Have you ever tried eating a clock?
No.
It's very time consuming.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if any of you have seen this video, but this guy, he made, like the wristwatches, like the old, like the ones that we were wearing are the older ones. Mm-hmm. So he made a belt out of watches.
I've seen that.
And he's like, he goes and shows his dad, and he's like, I made this belt out of watches. And the dad was like, it was a waste of time. Double reference in there.
I feel like they made that to make that joke. And I watched a reel about this guy with his clock belt, and I was like, interesting choice. And then they made that joke, and I was like, I just fell for it.
Oh, those are my jokes.
Very nice.
Yeah. And I guess really the only food we get in this game is the pies, and I think we've all of the ones they have, I think that the cherry looks the best.
Yeah.
Definitely not the chocolate.
Yeah. Well, FMK for this one's difficult.
Yeah.
Because our options are slim. Okay, so unfortunately, the FMK for this one is going to be between Jim Archer.
Oh.
And Emily, of course, you have to have Emily. And Richard Topham. Candace's face, I'm sorry.
Well, and Emily's so young too. I'm like, oh, yeah.
I'll marry Jim because he can just put me to sleep.
Yeah, he doesn't have money.
And he's got money too. He works at a bank.
That's true. That's true. It's the Great Depression.
Fight Richard and kiss Emily.
I feel like that's the only answer, or at least that's like, it's like a not heinous answer, even though I don't want to be with Jim Archer.
Yeah.
He's got
the only thing. Yeah. I mean, the only thing that Topham has going for him is Yuri, the cat.
That's true. That's
true. I feel like if you married him, you'd always be like, well, just read my mind.
What am I thinking?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's really the only option is marrying Jim Archer, fighting Topham, and kissing Emily.
Yeah. At least he buys you dresses.
That's true.
Yeah.
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 Same for you, Candace?
Fight Topham, obviously, because that's literally the only choice.
Yes.
But I think I would marry Emily so that we could run the business together.
Sure.
You know, I feel like we'd have a better chance if we became business partners together.
Yeah.
And then I guess kiss Jim Archer because that's the one thing that's left.
Yeah. That's a tough one. Yeah.
Candace, you could be the legal side of the business for things.
See? Perfect. Because, and this is a hill that I will die on, there is a difference between cooking and baking.
There is.
Cook, but I cannot bake.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, if Emily can bake, then yeah, I can handle the business side of it. And then it'll be cool.
Just renovate that kitchen first and you're
Yeah.
good to go.
Yeah. That's the first task. Then once that's done, it's smooth sailing.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, there's a joke to be made there about gaslighting and the kitchen blowing up. I don't know what it is.
Oh.
All right, I think we're on our last game. Are we right?
Yes.
So. It's a doozy too, isn't it?
Saved the best for last.
Yes.
Ransom of the Seven Ships.
Whew, here we go. Buckle up, guys.
Okay. People need to forget this game. It's so much worse than either of the new games, someone said. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
When you know there's more animals than people, you know it's bad.
That's true.
No.
And this other one kind of talking about the characters and stuff. I am ashamed of the amount of times the monkeys beat me on puzzles.
Oh, it's so true.
That's so
I
fair.
hate those monkeys so much.
Yeah, so fair.
Yep. Someone else said, It's actually a pretty solid mystery if you take out Bess and add in more characters.
More characters could have helped.
It needed more characters, yeah.
I have a follow-up question, though. If you take out Bess, what's the mystery?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe just redesign Bess.
If we, remade the whole game, it would be so much better.
Nancy didn't do it. George didn't do it. The monkeys aren't going to do anything. So that only leaves the one other character in the game to do something.
Yeah.
So,
okay, I will say, how I was saying that I don't remember what I thought about, culprits before Midnight in Salem? That's not necessarily true. I do remember a lot of the newer ones because, once I got out of college, I was able to, think more and, I remember, I remember thinking about the games a bit more than I did, while I was in college, or, a child. But I remember what I thought about this game. And I remember being so utterly convinced that Her Interactive wouldn't have a game with only one suspect, that there had to be more characters coming. I was convinced there were more people out there, and I just had to find them.
Yeah.
I just thought for sure the game wasn't going to be that bad. I was wrong.
Someone else said it was a good fill-in game, but would have been better as a mini game.
Oh.
I can see that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else said that the music slaps.
It kind of does.
Yeah, it's got some nice tracks in that soundtrack.
Vibes, some summery vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Someone said, that game was hard, LOL. I didn't like it at all.
Aw. Yeah. I think some of the puzzles are pretty good, though. I really like some of the puzzles. And these are some really difficult puzzles, but I actually really liked them. I really enjoyed the treasure hunts at the beginning, and where you had to go a certain amount of paces. And I really liked Underwater Sudoku. I loved Underwater Sudoku, in fact. And I loved the puzzle that's half slider puzzle, half regular puzzle. It was such a great puzzle. They outdid themselves on that. It deserves to be in a better game than Ransom of the Seven Ships.
Yeah. Someone said the game was low-key trash. It was just really boring. The monkeys are super frustrating.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Someone else said, Her really dropped the ball on it. However, I like listening to people roast it on playthroughs.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
The next one. The Aussie accent is so bad, it's not an accurate representation of how we talk.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, and then the last one. Ran is fun, and TRT is overrated.
What is with these people coming for our favorite games?
I know. I saved that one for last to get reactions and stuff.
Y'all with Treasure World Tower, give it another chance.
It's a great game.
Oh,
Literally.
You can crap on Ran all you want.
Hating on Hotchkiss, hating on Treasure in the Royal Tower as a whole, no.
Yeah.
There are 4 girls over here who are going to fight you. However, all your opinions are valid. And I'm not being sarcastic, of course. Whatever you feel is correct for you, but
right,
is not correct for the entire populace of the Clue Crew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy too how this game is just kind of sandwiched in between 2 really, really good games?
Yeah.
Kansas.
I mean, Ransom, and then it's just Ransom of the Seven Ships.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rough. But then Literally one of my very favorite games comes directly after.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Fun things.
Yeah.
I'm sure you got the jokes.
Before I say jokes, I'm going to quickly do the books that the games are based off of.
Oh, sure.
Because we don't forget. Ransom of the Seven Ships was based off of Mystery Story number 70, The Broken Anchor. Secret of the Old Clock was based off the first 4 Mystery Story books. Secret of the Old Clock, The Hidden Staircase, The Bungalow Mystery, and Mystery at Lilac Inn.
Mm-hmm.
Final Scene was based off of Files 38, Final Scene. Treasure in a Royal Tower was based off of Mystery Story number 128, The Treasure in the Royal Tower. And Haunted Carousel was based off of Mystery Story 72, The Haunted Carousel.
I
Joke time.
like having read all those books too. I was just going to say The Broken Anchor, like that's the one case where the book is actually much better than the game.
I haven't read that one yet. I'm looking forward to it.
It's a creepy one. It's a good one.
Cool.
All right. Let's do some jokes now as our final round. What do you call a monkey in a minefield?
Oh, God.
I don't know.
Baboom.
Oh, my gosh. Almost done. They'll be right out. Okay.
We match.
We do. Wait, come here. Come here. Everybody look. Me and my husband are both wearing flannel.
Aww.
We've officially ascended to cringy.
The other joke that I have, there's a big paddle sale at the boat store. It's quite an ordeal.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Oh.
So good.
Yeah. And as far as food, I'm struggling to remember because it's been so long because, you know, this game was discontinued on Steam and I haven't really been able to play it in so long. Didn't the monkeys was there oranges or guavas or something?
It's guavas, I think.
I think that's the only food we see in this game.
And
Yeah.
was there coconuts too?
Oh, well, yeah.
You
That's
throw
true.
coconuts.
Yeah.
You do not eat them.
Yeah, the
only thing
coconut
eaten
toss thing.
is Cuckoo eats the fruit.
Mm,
Yeah.
it's true. Yeah.
I'm shocked nobody had anything to say about Cuckoo.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. I also love that everybody was like stepping around the actual Hot Topics.
Yeah. Nobody would touch that.
I do have one thing to say about Cuckoo.
Hmm.
Cuckoo want new perch. Cuckoo want new perch.
Oh gosh. Yep. She's cute.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So, there's only one real like character in this game that we can talk about. So, I'm gonna actually change a little bit, and we're gonna have it be between Nancy, Bess, and George.
Oh.
Okay.
We
I
don't
was
talk
gonna
about
fight
Bruno,
the
I mean.
monkeys.
We don't talk about that other guy.
Mary Bess, we can eat all the food together. Go snack shopping and all that stuff. Fight George and kiss Nancy.
Absolutely fight George in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would
She
fight
doesn't
George.
do squat.
Mm-mm.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, she doesn't.
Yeah.
She doesn't.
There with the little
It bugs me.
walkie-talkie and does nothing.
Nothing.
Ridiculous.
Not helpful at all.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And again, with this game, what is up with the beach and the renderings of Bess and George?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like the drawings and images of them this
Yeah.
game.
Mm-mm.
Same with Frank and Joe and Kapu Cave.
Oof.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
hard.
exactly. Yeah. But
Rough.
I think I would have to fight George, obviously, but I would kiss Bess because I feel like we're more similar, and like I would want to be like friends with her. And then I guess I'd have to marry Nancy, but I don't think it would work out.
See, I was thinking the same thing.
I agree with that.
I would marry Nancy.
Yeah. I just don't think it would work, though. I don't think she would pay attention to me.
Strong personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that is all the games that we have to talk about on episode 3. Episode 4 is going to be on Avery's podcast, True Drew Podcast, again. And in that episode, we will be covering Curse of Blackmore Manor, Creature of Kapu Cave, The Silent Spy, The Captive Curse, Warnings at Waverly Academy, and Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake. So make sure that you tune into that and give everybody a follow if you haven't already. Ladies, how are we, do we have any parting words? How are we saying goodbye tonight?
Oh gosh.
I got one already. I knew it last week as soon as I knew the games for this week.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye.
Oh
my
nice.
gosh.
Oh, I feel like, I want to say fight the power or niacin, or I feel like I want to quote Eustacia and Drop Off. I love when she says, you tell that Sherman Trout. Eustacia said, get up, Shermie. You're not dead yet. Make yourself useful. It's a bit of a long one, sorry.
I love it.
I just
I
love
love
her
her.
whole vibe.
She's the best.
She is. What about you, Candace? What you got?
I like Fight the Power.
Yeah, that's a good
Solid.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one from the final scene as well. I am going to say, I gotta go, Hal. Somebody just walked out of my wardrobe.
I love that.
Oh, so good. All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.